Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Icy, and today before you get into this episode, we have actually some Yeeps news. So first of all, Yeeps has announced we're getting Yeeps pet plushies, just like Pancakes and Blizzard over here. You can vote for a green chicken, obviously, Jimothy, if you know. Then we have a black cat, and actually our third option is the dog, but it's actually the same color as from Pancakes over here. Our second news is that, guys, Yeeps 2.0 is almost here. We have 4 days left at the time of me recording this. But anyway, I think Yeeps 2.0 is going to be way bigger than we think. And one of the managers, I think, Missy, has actually been teasing Yeeps 2.0 with her banner in the Discord, so if you want to go look, check it out. Anyway, let's go into the video. Okay, but anyway, as you can see, this is a tier list behind me. And today, we're going to be ranking every content creator cosmetic, including the new spider legs. Let's get into the first one. So our first one we have is obviously the content creator jacket, and honestly, this one's pretty good. I like the white and gold color scheme and the dark brown, and this, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like a snowflake logo on the back because it was from the winter update, and personally, I think that carries. So I think it deserves a simple S tier, also because it was the first one. Okay, there we go, jacket. Let's get into the second one. I have the racing helmet. As a second ever one, I think this one was really good, and it matched the theme of the grappling hook update really well. I like the yellow and white stripe, but I don't think it's as good as the jacket, so I think it deserves a solid A tier. There we go, solid A tier. Time for the next one. We have the third one, the backpack. Now, I personally really like this backpack because it's got a camera and even a little drone sticking out. I think the details on this one are very nice, especially for being only the ever third one, and it's really good. I definitely think it's better than the racing helmet, but I don't think it's as good as the jacket. So I think it's going to get right behind the jacket. Now let's get into the fourth one. Now we have the mermaid tail. Now this is where y'all think I may get negative, but no, I actually really love the mermaid tail. It's personally like my second favorite one behind the jacket, but also just because it's really wacky. Like the jacket is pretty basic, but I think a mermaid tail is really wacky. I love the little fins on the side and the color scheme. So therefore, I think it gets a S+ tier. I don't have a tier, but I think it's that good. That'll be my favorite one. Now let's get to the next one. Now we have the science goggles. I think these are awesome. First of all, these little goggle thingies, these are incredible. I love the little antenna because like it just gives me robot vibes, and I love robots. Honestly, I think these are great cosmetic, but I don't think they're as good as the S tier, but I think it's a bit better than the racing helmet, so we're gonna put it in top of A tier. There we go. Goggles. I think I spelled it wrong. That's okay. Let's get into the next one. So again, I'm not 100% sure that I have the order right, but I'm pretty sure these next ones are like the monster wings. I think these are great. I think the colors with especially the yellow and the brown really make it pop, and the little teeth at the top really make it shine. And I think it'd go great with any Halloween fit. I don't think it's as good as the goggles or the racing helmet, but it's kind of on the fence because it's just wings. So overall, I think it gets a solid B tier. Now let's move on to the next one. We have the buckcoin armors. Sorry, my pet's kind of blocking it. But we have this buckcoin armor, and I personally think this is great. I love the white instead of the brown. I like the brown used as accent color on the straps, and the use of buckcoins really make it pop. I think they're a very solid cosmetic, and I think they really fit the arena vibe. They're definitely better than the wings. They're not better than the goggles. But they're not as good as the racing helmet, so I think that it's going to take an A tier. Now let's move on to the next one. Personally, before we start, this is where cosmetics started to move into 2025. And I think these ones hit a little bit of a decline, but I still think they're pretty solid. So my opinions may get a bit more negative, but that's okay. Next up, we have this, like, Santa elf hat. I like the white and the yellow, and I really like the star on the back and the antlers. But personally, I think it's too small. I think it would have been really cool if it was like the gnome hat where like it covered your eyes and it was too big. Or maybe if it was slanted, but overall I think it just should be bigger. So it's definitely a little bit worse than the wings, so I think it's going to get middle of B tier. Here we go, solid B tier. Time for the next one. Had the helmet with like for like the battlecrafts and the army update, or war update, sorry. Personally, this one's okay. I like the yellow of like the helmet vibe, but this big brown goggle or like visor, I'm just not a fan of it. I think it'd be cool if it was like maybe up like the visor was on top, so like you flipped it up, I think that'd be awesome. But I think it flipped down just really hides your face. And if you just want to hide your face, then sure, it's great. But for me, I don't really like it. I think it's gonna get the I'm sorry, but I think it's gonna get top of F tier because it's not that. There's definitely worse, but I think it's not as good as the star hat and the wings. Mask, I guess. Let's get on to the next one. But actually, that's a trick question. The next one is actually not a cosmetic. It's actually the first ever content creator reskin. It's actually this brush, and it has a paw on it, a white bow, like a paw shaped, and I honestly think this is great. Personally, I really love my pets, and I think it having like a special sound, as like a sparkly sound when you pet your pets, I think that's incredible. And also for just being a reskin in general, like that's really cool. I think it's gonna have to go with the tail up in S+ tier. Did a little bit of rearranging, but now the tail's up here behind the jacket and the backpack's behind the tail, because I don't think the tail just meets up to the same as the brush. But anyway, let's get into the next one. I want to be 100% transparent here. I'm sorry, but whoever did this, you did not cook. I'm sorry, but this helmet is just, it fits the fantasy theme, but I'm personally just not a big fan of it. I don't like the all brown color scheme with the white highlights. I think it would have been cool if it was white with brown highlights, but I do think the yellow wings add some nice pop of color. But personally, I just don't really like it. It's gonna go behind the army mask. Yeah, that's the helmet. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you like the cosmetic, that's good for you, but I'm just not a fan of it. Now let's go to the next one. This is where I become critical. The prop jacket. I'm sorry, GT Hockey. I think you wear this. I think you do. I'm sorry, but I am just not a fan of this coat. Like, I like the colors and everything, but personally, when it comes to content creator cosmetics, I typically like them being unique, and this is just a reskin of the white version from the bundle. I'm positive. Let me go look. Okay, so when I put the bundle one on, you can see sure it has outer sleeves, and it doesn't have the cut. Oh, yeah, I kind of made a mistake. It doesn't have the cuffs, and it doesn't have the pockets. Sure, that one's nice, but it's just not my favorite. Man, I'm actually changing. I thought that one was gonna be pretty bad, but I just realized it was not a reskin. Never mind. Take what I said back, G-Hockey. It's pretty good. But I think it gets bottom B tier because, like, it's just okay. It's mid. The moment you've been waiting for. I guarantee y'all know how I feel about this cosmetic because it's part of my main fit. I'm sure y'all know. The guitar! Now, a little bit of backstory. I'm a huge fan of music-related things. I love, like old music things, like records and tapes. That's why I think the music updates are the best. That's why I love, like, most recent music update. I love the tapes and the records. I think those are great. That's why I love this guitar. The yellow really pops, and I think, like, it's just a really rounded cosmetic. It's basically if, like, the electric guitar from the Rockstar bundle, but it was a guitar and it goes on your back, which I think is sick. I think is definitely as good as the brush, and it goes right next to it. But now we have the newest one, and actually, I think this is really cool. The spider legs. Now, people get weirded out by this one. It's like, oh, it has scary legs. Spider attack. But that's why I love it. I think everyone hating it makes me love it. Same thing with the fishtail. I think it's great. I think this is great if you pair it with, like, the Halloween wings. Like a flying spider, it's awesome. And I think it fits the infestation update really well. I think it deserves to go in the back of S tier. Official content creator tier list, with my favorites being the brush and the guitar. My S picks are the jacket, tail, backpack, and the spider legs. My A tier are the science goggles, the racing helmet, and the buckcoin armor. For B tier, I have the wings, the Santa hat, the spy jacket, the war mask, and the helmet wings. So my least favorite are the helmet wings, and my favorite is definitely the pet brush, but guitar's close second. Anyway, everyone get hyped for Yeeps 2.0. I'm personally super excited. I think this is going to be a great update and a great addition to Yeeps. I think it's going to make Yeeps 10 times better, and I'm really hoping for a story mode or open world mode. Anyway, I've also been thinking on my mind for the content creator cosmetic for Yeeps 2.0. I think it's gonna be insane. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. Stay tuned for more Yeeps 2.0 content. See ya!